Was it fair? No. Was it my fault? Yes.
What would you take responsibility for?
Because everything is my fault. This is how I approach the world. If this building collapses, it's my fault.
How so?
Because as I walked into the building, I should have used my unmatched perspicacity and Aikido ninja mind to detect the crack in the foundations. Instead, I failed. I wasn't paying enough attention. I was looking at my phone, texting somebody, and now look, I died. My fault. I take responsibility for absolutely everything in my life. What they did to me was unfair, yes. But is it my fault? Well, I did attack the Matrix. I did go to war in a battle of influence against the most powerful governmental systems on the planet. I did say things which could have been taken out of context. I did hang around with hundreds of women. I did brag and be brash and run around in my Lambo with 3 girls in the passenger seat. I did all of this. Is it fair how they spun it and attacked me with it? No. But I don't think as a full-grown man, I can sit here and say it's not my fault. I still did certain things.
Do you think that
if someone runs up to me on the street and stabs me to death, is that fair? No. Do I deserve it? No. But is it my fault? Yes. I should have seen him coming. I should have heard him coming. I should have had security. I should have known he was after me because we argued the day before. Everything is my fault. So fault and fair in the amateur mind are conflated. In my mind, they're very different things. It's unfair what they did to me. Yes, they lied about me. Yes, I'm innocent. Yes, it was a setup, but it's my fault. Now, in true misogynistic style, I'm going to have to say that women, by and large, and obviously exceptions do disprove the rule, struggle with personal accountability more than men, by and large. Correct. And I'm not saying all women. I'm just saying.
But I mean, there's an exception to all rules, right? But we're talking here generally speaking.
Yeah. Yes. And the reason for that is because when you blame yourself for things, you become competitive. And the world for a man is actually more competitive than the world for a woman. And women, to a degree, not all women, but some women manage to get by not being particularly competitive. They're just pretty or they know enough people. And they just go through life not really blaming themselves for anything because they don't have to optimize in any way. But if you want to optimize yourself, you always have to take fault for everything all of the time. I said something before about that the BBC still use against me to this day. I said that exactly what you said. I said if a woman goes out and she meets a man she doesn't know, and she's wearing a short skirt, and she gets drunk with that man, and then she sniffs cocaine with that man, and then she kisses that man in the bar, and then she goes back to that man's hotel room, and then cries rape, I blame the woman. And they said, in the BBC, Andrew Tate says women are responsible for rape, because they twist everything. And what I'm trying to say is that we need to have personal accountability in all things, because the world's not a perfect place, right? Am I saying she should be raped if she ends up in that hotel room? No. What I am saying is that the world's not a perfect place and people do bad things. And her, as an adult, should have enough personal responsibility to not put herself in a position where it's easy to allow bad things to happen to her. Just as I, as a man, don't allow myself to be in a position where bad things can happen to me. I won't go to Kandahar right now and get shot with an AK because I know that there's people there who might kill me. We all have to have personal responsibility, but the world is now skewed. And we live in this very unfair dichotomy of this double standard, which is applied to men in this matriarchal matrix system where women are girl bosses and better than us at everything and beat us up on Netflix shows, while at the same time, anything that happens to them wasn't their fault. A man made them do it. And we have these two things sandwiched together. And as a man, you're stuck in the middle. Imagine you're a 17-year-old boy, you're going to school, you're watching Netflix, you're watching TV, you're watching these things. They're telling you women are better than you at everything. They're trying to make you into a girl. They're trying to make you talk like a girl, think like a girl, be a girl. You turn on Netflix, the mom is smart, the dad is dumb. There's a little woman beating up 55 men on every single TV show. Your masculinity is permanently under attack. But then you get a girlfriend and you're with her for a few months, then you break up, and then she cheated on you, but that's your fault because you could emotionally manipulate, or you were a narcissist. So everything she does is your fault, but you have no authority, but you have all the responsibility, but you're also her inferior while capable of making her do things she doesn't want to do. Like, it doesn't even make sense. You know, I recently watched this. I witnessed this recently. We're talking about how, and we can actually talk about this from a biological perspective, because we talk about how women don't want to take accountability for things. But one of the reasons they get away with that is because men, by and large, as a society, allow women to get away with these things. Yeah. Because we are programmed to protect women. Because if you have 100 men and 100 women and a war comes, the reason the men go fight, because supposedly the patriarchy was so evil and mean. If you listen to a feminist, history is patriarchal. The patriarchy is disgusting. Turns out it was men who were dying in a ditch, getting shot while you sat at home with the kids. But no, we were supposedly bad. Why do we send the men to go fight? Because if it was truly a patriarchy, we could sit around and say, I'll send my women against your women. Baby mama battle. I'll send my chicks. You send your chicks. They can fight. I'm going to sit here. I'm a king. I don't have to go fight and die. Why? Because if you have 100 men, 100 women, and 95 men die, well, those 5 men can still impregnate the 100 women. Your tribe will survive. If 95 women die with 100 men, your tribe's over because you can't reproduce fast enough. So men have been programmed evolutionarily across thousands of years to protect women by and large. And you see this all the time. And that has been hijacked now to the point where women, when they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, have men jump up and jump around them to defend them. This happens all the time. A porn star will come out after doing 500 porn scenes and say, I was fooled and tricked. My mom was a drug addict and it was unfortunate. And then this manager met me and he seduced me. And now I'm suing him because I didn't want to. That's what she's going to say. And whether that's true or not, you could debate. But what's interesting is thousands of men will start going, yeah, poor girl, instantly defending her. They don't even know if what she said is true. She should have come from a white picket fence Christian household. She just made it up.
With Me Too movement, women don't lie
Defend
anymore.
all women. Women don't lie. And I saw this very recently with Lily Phillips. I see Lily Phillips going on these podcasts and you have all these conservatives, these Republicans, these masculine men trying to convince her that, what's happening to her is wrong and she needs to look at her childhood and work out why she did it, etc. To me personally, I just think she's a whore. And whores have always existed. And she can go be a whore. And it's her decision. And that's what she's doing. And I don't feel any instinct to protect her. Now, maybe I'm the broken one. But I see a bunch of dudes trying to stick up and protect her. She's making her own decisions. You want to talk about personal accountability? There it is. Let her do it. Let her suffer the consequences. Who cares?